So, Ange Postecoglou in charge, but what's important is what happens on the pitch. We're going to have a lively debate as Forest travel to the Emirates. Welcome to the preview. Evening, everybody, or g'day if you're out in Australia. And welcome to the preview where we got to look ahead to the game. Finally, this stupid international break is done and dusted. And we got some of our YouTube mates. We got Egal, we got Halftime Hooks, and we got Pots as well. All their links are in the description. Make sure you go and subscribe to them. We've been doing some work on all their channels, and we'll be doing, if we haven't already this week. So make sure you're checking it all out. And Hook's doing his poses. You got to love it. You got to love it. Okay, and make sure you've hit the like here, obviously, and subscribe. Check out OK Jerseys, where you can get your replica shirts, anyone you want, including retro kits, for 15 quid, and use code FFTV for 8% off. Scan that QR code on your screen or click on the link that's in the description. Boys, what you saying? Football's back. International week done. And it's a big one. I mean, Hooks, you'd call this the Blood Brother Derby, I guess.
Yeah, man, the Blood Brother Derby, man. Real Arsenal fans know where we got the red from. Those that don't know, then obviously you get me, learn the history. But you get me. Do you know what? Yeah, I was gonna start with a troll on your part, Wolfie. But do you know what? I'm gonna start with a bit of positivity, yeah, because I'm spreading some positivity, yeah. I've heard that. I was actually at fault for this as well. Yeah, Arsenal signed Ndoye, and I didn't like it, but I can't lie. Ndoye was looking very nice for England against Serbia. Yeah, so I'm just saying I'm looking forward to him being on that right wing. You know, against the Nottingham Forest. Hopefully, we can get the same sort of movement. Hopefully, we can get the same sort of tenacity. And wait, I found the perfect way to tie it in, yeah? You was upset because you got Ange Postecoglou. But let's think about it. Yeah, let's delve a bit, yeah? Ange Postecoglou likes to play with inverted fullbacks. Zinchenko is definitely starting for Forest.
Yeah, because he's on loan from you, mate.
He's on loan, you bellend.
Yeah, no, not against me. Not against me. Oh, shit, yeah. Not against me. But going forward, don't be surprised, Forest fans, if you start seeing Zinchenko starting games, because he does like them invert, and I don't think Nico Williams can do that. Ola Aina being out as well. Come at a good time, you know. Ezra's gonna have fun on that left wing. Come at a good time. So I don't know. I'm feeling a bit positive about this one. You know, hopefully. Obviously, I don't want us to beat you up too badly because I love you guys up there in Nottingham. But I've got to leave with 3 points in it because it's just that season where I have to win. I have to win this Premier League this season, and the only way I can do that is by getting 3 points every game. I can't go. I don't think you guys understand. Yeah, you guys have only really known me for like a year. I think Egal's known me a bit longer, but I've gone 21 years of pain and not winning the Premier League. Last season, not winning the Premier League, I was devastated this summer. I was in the dumps, man. I can't do it again. I really can't. So, yeah, got to pick up 3 points. And
I would have sympathy for you. You know, you're talking to a team that's been out on top flight for 23 years, bro. And you're saying, oh yeah, we're in the league in 23 years and all this stuff, man. You ain't gonna get the sympathy from the chat on that one, man. Nice.
No, they will, man. They will. They're all gonna come together and do kumbaya, yeah, and say their prayers that hopefully Arsenal win the Premier League. Because look here. You, Wolfie, like you're Nottingham Forest, yeah. All due respect, yeah. If you finish 10th this season, I don't think you will, but let's just say you do. If you finish 10th this season, yeah, no one's really gonna say anything. If I finish second, this deep that.
Ole.
If I finish second in the Premier League, this is the point that we've got to. If I finish second, my life is over. my life's done on YouTube. It's over. So I need to win, man. I can't lie. I need to win it, man. I need to win it.
You've just given me so many receipts, bro. I thank you for all those receipts. I'm looking forward to it.
And by the way, if we do finish 10th, trust me, he'll get it.
Yeah, Wolfie will.
Wolfie will get it.
I have broad shoulders. I have to hold it for the whole Forest YouTube fan base, man. It is what it is. I'm holding it right now.
Can we say one thing? I don't think anybody had anything bad to say about Forest until Wolfie started running his mouth when you guys were.
That's true. We agree with you.
Because everything was going well for you. You guys were playing well. You guys were in third. I thought you comfortably were going to finish in the top 4. And then Wolfie had to sit there and say, talking about title races, talking about I'm going to finish above Arsenal, talking about I'm already getting ready for Champions League football, getting my passport ready. And then it got to a point where he's sitting there with Callum talking about we could win the league, don't let us do a Leicester. And then come the last 10 games, I couldn't find him. No. I found him, but when I did find him, he was trying to deflect, talk about title race for Arsenal, and talk about Man United.
What title race?
And talk about other people's issues. When Wolfie, you guys had one of the biggest bottle jobs of last season, and I hate to say it, it all came down to you putting expectations higher than they had to be. You already were doing so well. Why did you have to go out there and say we're getting Champions League football no matter what, and if we don't, we're shit? You had a good season last year, but Wolfie made it seem like the back end of last season you guys had the ultimate failure. But hey,
you did.
Egal, every time I go onto an ops channel, on an ops podcast, the first thing they say to me is, we used to love Forest, but since Wolfie came along, we fucking hate him. That's the first thing every one of them says to me.
That's what it's like. It's like when we went on that audio thing on Twitter, and they were cursing Wolfie, and then we went on, and they were like, "Oh, these guys are all right there." And then we left, and they carried on Wolfie.
The thing is, mad.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Twitter's not a real place. Twitter's not a real place.
I gotta say, it's mad to hear you as an Arsenal fan talking about bottle jobs, bro. Like, seriously, have some shame, bro. Have some shame.
Just to clarify,
okay, just
Egal saying you're a bottle job, not Nottingham Forest.
I'm saying you, based on what you said. By the way, Palace and Nottingham Forest were about to play. He's like, we're going to FA Cup final and we're getting Champions League football. That's what he was telling me.
Bro, it's called standards. It's called. You forgot about your standards 20 years ago.
No, there's standards. There's standards, and then you got disillusioned by the quality you thought you were seeing on a regular basis.
Oh, don't worry. Once we start talking about
the thing is, if the players had the belief that we had going into the back end of that season, we would have been in the top 5, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I want to get an opposition view on Big Ange. I want to know what you guys think about him. Potts, I'll start with you, mate. What was your kind of... We haven't spoken about him.
No,
we haven't. Too many messages anyway. So I'm intrigued to know what your thoughts are on Big Ange from your rivals. Going to make his debut at your stadium. How have you kind of digested this one?
Surprised, bro, if I'm honest. I didn't think it was going to be Ange. I really didn't. I thought it was one of the ones I didn't talk about, but a lot of people started to tell me that it was obvious. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think it was that obvious, if I'm honest with you. I think this is a massive L, bruv. I know you've not kicked a ball yet, but I think this is a massive L, bro. And I actually am on the other side. I think Wolfie's class, man. He just cracks me up. I know he's a proper troll, but he makes me laugh. So I've got love for Wolfie. I've always had love for Forest, if I'm honest. I wanted them in the Premier League. I wanted them in Leeds in the Prem. And I also love Dave and Joe. So I've got to give them some love as well as you guys. But I've got to be honest, I think this is a stupid appointment. Because this is a guy who took a Tottenham Hotspur side that should have been nowhere near relegation into a relegation battle and finished 17th with them. And people that say that was just a Tottenham Spursy thing, that team shouldn't be 17th. Let's just say how it is. Much I can't stand them and I'd love them to go down, by the way. They should not be nowhere near that, right? His style of football is one way and it's his way or the highway. is literally plan A. And he doesn't try to do plan B or make plan A better. He just goes with plan A and says, it's who we are, mate, and this is how we're going to play. Now, I would argue that he's actually got some players in the system at Forest that might actually work well for him. And I think that there will be an opportunity for him to actually prove a lot of people wrong. And I think that sometimes is a good thing where people have already written you off. And it's like, oh, okay, this guy surprised me. Okay. However, I just don't know that you can play like that and do well in the Premier League. I think it's fine to go do it when it's Celtic, and it's fine when you're over in other countries. But for me, when you look at what he's trying to do at Nottingham Forest, you're going to try now to kick on, because as much as I do agree with what Egal said about how you should have been happy with where you were, and European football is fantastic for you, and I stand by that. I think it is. You want more now. You've had the taste of, you dipped your foot in the water, and now it's like, boom, I want to go and get Champions League now. I want to go win a trophy now. I want to go. And as much as you've got to be realistic about your expectations, you do want to dream that. You do want to raise your standards about that, right? So I don't know Ange is the guy to do that. Now, people will throw back in my face, he always wins something in his second year, and that's fine. But I don't think this is the right appointment, Wolfie. I've got to be honest with you. It's not really about Nuno going, because I think when you come out and call out your chairman, you're probably going to get sacked, right? And that's what happened. I think for me, it's the wrong appointment, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. That's where I'm at, and I think it's a good time for us. We've got zero excuses. You're coming in now. He's coming into a team that does not play that style of football that Ange wants. They're a bit unsettled. They're a bit of a mess. The players, or other than Elliot Anderson, who I think has been unbelievable, by the way, in the last couple of games. I think you're in a position right now where you're a little bit unsettled off the back of a defeat to West Ham. I think it's a really good time for us to play you, but I hope you do well this season. I really do. And Forest, I keep saying to you, I have no idea where to put Forest in this league table. I just have zero understanding of what you're going to be. So unknown and unpredictable for me, man.
See, I'm quite the opposite. I think, and Forest fans, please don't attack me. I think he's the perfect signing. Well, do we say signing for managers? I think he's the perfect appointment for Nottingham Forest for a few reasons. Yeah, one of the reasons is I don't really think that Marinakis cares too much about where you finish in the. I know he's very ambitious, but I think he's also very realistic. He knows that Nottingham Forest are not going to win the Premier League. But what he has done is he's gone and got a manager that won the Europa League last season. Like, Ange knows how to win trophies. I think that Marinakis has just gone, you know what? Let's put all of our eggs into the Europa League basket. That's why I think that Marinakis, and I think he's perfect for that, because I already thought that you guys were the favourites for the Europa League, and then Big Ange comes in, and I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna attack that one. Like, he's gonna blow teams away. Like, his football in European football, because European football, people forget, European football is very different to like Premier League football. Like, in Europe, teams don't play to your strengths. They play to their strengths, which means more often than not, they will attack, which means more often than not, and the players that you have are just going to overwhelm these teams. And again, when he went into Tottenham, I think that he didn't have enough depth in his squad, or enough quality and depth in his squad, to actually play the way that he likes to play, because it is very taxing on the body. And because it's so taxing on the body, he could only really play about with a few players' pause. But like we spoke, Wolfie, you know how much I rate your squad depth. Like, I think you've got a really good squad, and I think that, you know, you've got loads of different combinations that you can create on the field, and you can line up. You can actually line up entirely different to the Premier League that you do in the Europa League. Like, that's how much depth that you have. And then the final thing for me, where I think it's the perfect appointment as well, is because Marinakis wants to change the philosophy of football that's played at Nottingham Forest. He wants to go from this counter-attacking, defensive mindset team, and he wants to move, I guess you could say, into the new era of football, which is high attacking, high pressing, high possession. Ange is a manager, that's like the polar opposite of what Nuno is. Nuno is all the way over here, and he's all the way over on the other end of the spectrum. And he doesn't bend. He doesn't bow. He goes, we're playing this way. This is the way that we're playing. yeah, I think Ange Postecoglou, yeah, even if, let's just say, for example, let's just say he doesn't win anything. The one thing that he will do is he will build a culture of playing the way that you guys want to play going forward. So whoever picks you up next is already habitual for all the players to play with the ball, pause, and to high press and to attack more and all of that stuff. So I don't know. Obviously, you're going to get the trolls, and a lot of the trolls are justified. But I feel like more so people are trolling you, Wolfie. They're not really trolling, and not trolling the appointment, because it's you that was so against Ange Postecoglou last season that it's kind of funny and ironic.
I was against Spurs, bro. I was against Spurs. Like, let's do this there. I just hate Spurs. But Egal, what's your take on Ange, Big Ange, my apparent uncle?
I was watching. Can you guys hear me? I was watching Sky Sports, and they were showing a graphic, and the graphic just puts into perspective the polar opposites of what Spurs were playing last year and what you guys were playing in comparison to passes completed, build up in the attack, possession, distance covered, sprints, take-ons, pressing. None of these things you guys are even in remotely close to the top at. You're actually close to the bottom in all those things.
We were
defensive actions, you're really good. When it comes to being direct through the wide areas on counters, you're good. But some of the things that Ange Postecoglou is going to bring to your team, as long as you keep your defensive principles, I think for the first year, you're going to see a good balance of both attack and defense. Now, the longer and longer you get away from playing the same defenders and the same attack, the same players that were so solid for you guys defensively last year, and the more you implement more attacking options into the back line and into the midfield, you might slowly see the defensive side of Forest shift away and more of an attacking side show up. But hey, I think a lot of people don't actually look at Nottingham Forest and say, you have the actual shape of what you need. You have that kid from England, what's his name? That played for England the other day. Anderson. He looks like a really good talent. You also have the pacey wingers. You have a solid back line. I think we're going to see a similar situation to how I'm going to just make a comparison to Arsenal, and I'm not saying it's going to work exactly like that, but Arsene Wenger came into a team that was really well set up defensively, and he came in and he didn't really have to do too much with that defense. He just pretty much worked on the attack and immediately got us firing the next year. Ange Postecoglou, this might be the best situation for him. Come into a team that's already well set up defensively, and boom, get them flying. And I think after Arsenal's game, your fixtures after that, I could see you guys winning 5-6 games in a row.
Huck's just got gifted a membership live on air.
Did he? Yeah. Was that what you were celebrating?
Yeah, that's what I was
Dean,
man. Yeah,
Dean with the 5 gifted, man. He gave that to Huck's goal, man. Yo, the brown envelopes are real. Shout out to Todd, you got one.
If you want, I can show you the graphic I was talking about.
Have you got it? Go on, bring it up, yeah. Brun Hunter, you got one as well. Chimpzilla, make sure you're showing Dean some love, and Stephen and Hooks, man. Shout out to Dean for Hooks right there, man.
Yeah. Just quickly as well, because Dan, you said something about how the appointment surprised you, but like looking in hindsight, if we think about it, Marinakis, Greek, Postecoglou, Greek, Edu likes a barbecue, Greeks like Blackie. Like, and if you and like all the trolls aside, if you think about it,
it all makes sense now.
Now you think about it, don't you think it was a bit weird that on deadline day you went in for Zinchenko now? Because
that's what he was saying.
That's for Ange.
Because Nuno doesn't play with inverted fullbacks. So
that's for Ange. I think one or two. I think there's a bit of conspiracy theory. I think that quite a number of those were for Ange rather than Nuno. I think there's a lot there that Nuno just wasn't interested. I mean, Amari Hutchinson, 37 million quid, and he's dropped him from the European squad. That makes sense.
But if you see the video today where Ange is greeting all the players, Hutchinson is like, he's like giving him a hug, patting him on the back, giving him a little rub on the head, like he's his son.
I noticed Morata walked straight past though. All the others were
they
hugging
didn't greet each other, did they? It was
Morata
interesting.
went straight. So I think he knows where his future is.
Yeah.
Morata was a
Slow
paced
pace
defender.
This is
He
what
ain't
you're
doing
talking
it.
about, Egal.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So that red is Nottingham Forest, based on these categories.
Can you
This
zoom in
year-
on that?
That red is Tottenham, and then the purple is Tottenham, or whatever color that is.
The
So you
purple.
got-
Man, I must be colorblind because I can't see any purple.
Dark green.
You mean blue,
I'm
right? Is that
I'm
blue or
actually
green?
colorblind.
Or,
I'm actually
Cyan,
colorblind, so
that
allow
colour
me.
is.
That's definitely not purple, by the way. But
No, but I'm
cyan.
colorblind, so I can't tell what color it is. So,
Fair enough.
It's like dark green.
Sprints, distance covered, possession, build up in the attack, passes completed. What is this? Pressing. And distance covered.
Passes completed. PPDA.
Possession,
What the-
distance covered, and
What is
sprint.
PPDA?
You know what's sad about? You know what's sad
Passes,
about that? Is that Spurs
direct.
did so much more running than us, so much more passing than us, so much more this, that, and the
Direct
other. And yet they
accurate.
finished 17th and we finished 7th. Were they wasting
Facts.
their time with all that running about?
Facts. Yeah, busy
Yeah.
fools. Busy fools. It's interesting. All right. I wanna get on a bit to Arsenal here because you must, boys, you must. Like, what are we saying here? Because Arteta is, I think, taking the mick. I know 2 of you wouldn't mind seeing the back of him, and 1 of you probably likes the look of the back of him. I
What
don't
about
know,
me?
but look,
What about me? You're not including
Right.
me. I'm
yeah, I
alright.
know you still like Arteta as well. By the way, you got like a half secret Arsenal fan in Forest, and he absolutely loves Arsenal.
99%.
Big up to you, man.
yeah, big up, man. Blood brothers. I told you, Wolfie. Blood brothers.
Yeah, but Hooks, he likes Arteta.
He's not even denying it. He's not even denying it.
It's not even, yeah.
I do love
Bring
Arsenal.
it up. He brought
It
it up.
doesn't mean I prefer them to my team, but after my team, they would be my second. You know, if I had a second team, they would be it.
Have you got
why?
half and half
You know why?
Scott?
You know why? Because they're not Tottenham, they're not Liverpool, and they're not Man U.
Yeah, but there's another
There you
15
go.
anyway, bro.
You see, it's nice. We finally have somebody in the league who doesn't hate us.
Yeah.
Yay!
Beautiful.
Listen,
why
I
do you
get the
think
piss
people
taken
hate
out of
you?
me all the time for being an
Yo.
Arsenal fan. Look
No,
at the
it's
chat,
not-
they're all at it.
Because you
Arsenal have
mention
been-
them every stream.
Arsenal have been hated for so long. I could take it even far back when we tried to bring Maradona to the Emirates, bro. I mean,
Listen,
not the Emirates.
I absolutely
you tried to
loved
bring him
Arsenal
to
when
Highbury.
Wenger came. When Wenger
Back
came
when
and
we
played
tried
that
to bring
beautiful, beautiful
Maradona to
football,
Highbury.
that
They
beautiful,
didn't want
beautiful team.
foreigners.
And
I don't know.
It's not think. Like at this point, anyone that can't acknowledge that, like people just hate Arsenal. I just think that it's just weird. Like,
I think you're doing the Liverpool.
let me-
Victor FC.
all right, let me ask you a question. Yeah, let me
No,
ask you.
it's actually
okay.
trendy. It's actually
Yeah.
trendy to be
All right, let me
against
ask
Arsenal.
Let me ask you a question, Wolfie. Yeah, and I want you to be honest. Yeah,
Okay.
can
See
you
what I
remember?
put up with?
Can you remember a time? Yeah, where Eza got cussed after a bad performance for England while he was playing for Crystal Palace?
Before I answer that, is he actually pronounced Eza? Because it sounds
No, it's
weird.
Eze. Isn't
No,
it
it's Eza. No, it's Eza.
Eze?
Because I know you're a bit like this guy when it comes to names and how to. Are you sure?
Yes, Eza.
Oh,
like,
yeah, Hooks is
yeah.
right. It's,
No, I swear
Everett,
it's Eze.
I think it used to be Eze.
Everett,
It
but
used to be
everyone
Eze.
calls him Eze, so everyone's
Yeah,
just left
now
him
it's
with Eze.
Eze.
When they said to him, "What's your name?" he said, "Everett Chiesa," but everyone calls me Eze.
It makes sense because there's no accent on the E.
No,
No.
It's
it
Eze,
makes
but
sense.
everyone
Oh,
calls him
you would
Eze.
know, Anne. You would know, Anne, wouldn't you?
Hooks is
Yes, I
right
will.
again. Hooks doesn't mess around with these names, man. I'll give him that. Anyway,
Yeah,
to
but
answer
can he
your
pronounce Omar Mamouche like you can?
Marmouche.
That's really helpful,
Marmouche.
Nando. Thanks.
Marmouche.
That's really helpful.
No, to answer your question, I can only speak on my behalf. I didn't cuss Eze down after his performance. I think Eze is.
No. It's not about if you cussed him. Answer the
He means
question.
the media. I think he means the media, right?
The media, rival fans, you've never. Do you know what? I actually can't believe, the amount of insults that Eze got after playing for England because he plays for Arsenal now. Because that wasn't happening when he played for Crystal Palace.
But they're a small team.
No, but that's just evidence in itself.
Yeah,
Bro,
but do you not understand
no,
it from the point of
If you
respect?
played for Man U, it'd still get the same.
Yeah, because Man U is also a team that I think is probably on par with Arsenal when it comes to
It's dead simple, mate. Everybody hates successful teams. Don't take it personally.
No, I'm not saying I don't know.
If you were shit, everybody would love you. Everybody loved Forest for 23
I have
years.
to take it personally. Do you know why I have to take it personally? And yeah, because Arsenal is the longest relationship I have in my life outside of my parents.
That's deep.
Yeah,
that's deep.
You know what I mean?
I think that probably
If you cut me open, you cut me open, I bleed red. Like I've had enough of people pretend. Do you know what? Yeah, maybe people just aren't as much of a fan as me in it. Because I had enough of people. Victim. But it's like, by the way, I've supported Arsenal longer than some people have been alive.
What do you think it's like for me?
Oh, as long as that and
yeah. And support
every time
than
we
people have
sing
been
Champions
alive
of Europe, you'll never say that. And people shout back, Champions of Europe, you'll never be born. I'm the one in the stadium standing up saying, yes, I fucking was. Yes, I was.
Do you know what? Yeah, I don't know. I find it great. Like, you know, I'll give you another example. I'm aware we all bleed red. I was come on, man. Come on, really. So I'll give you another example, yeah. Because you said this about being successful, yeah. Chelsea are a successful team. People cuss me more about finishing second than they cuss Chelsea about finishing 12th.
Because they won trophies. That's an easy one.
Chelsea are nothing, mate. Oh, fuck them. They're nothing. I remember we beat Chelsea 6-0 and we didn't even bat an eyelid. It was just normal. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're talking pre-Abramovich where they were in
they're a small club that were about to go bust who got very, very lucky. That's what Chelsea are.
Yeah, hey, there was a point of time where I could have bought Chelsea for less than a two-piece chicken.
Wait. Educate me on something. Why do you guys dislike Spurs?
Okay, there's many reasons. There's many reasons. I mean, does there need to be reasons, firstly, Egal? But I will give you some.
It's inbred when you're born. It's there.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I honestly don't know why.
Everyone in England just dislikes Spurs.
Everyone hates. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you my reasons. My brother supports them, so automatically I hate them. But if you want Forest reasons, the '91 FA Cup final, Gazza's disgusting challenge, Gazza not getting sent off. Then they tried to nick our players. They took Andy Reid, Dawson. Eventually, Jermaine Jenas went there. He went Newcastle first, didn't he? But he still ends up there. Then they went and took Brennan Johnson. They tried to get Morgan Gibbs-White. But more importantly than all of that, their delusion of grandeur is sickening.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
They think they're a big six club and they're not. How on earth? Someone explain to me, please, how Spurs are a big six club.
Because they've got loads of money.
Yeah, but Marinakis has got loads of money. He just can't spend it because of PSR.
They've got a fantastic stadium, best in the world.
Yeah,
it's because of Daniel Levy. They broke in commercially into the top 6.
Yeah, it's commercial.
Let's be real. It's Rich Six. It should be called, not Big Six.
Yes,
because they are the reason. And I know we've got Newcastle that are rich now, and you've mentioned what money you've got. But, you know, we're talking about when the Big Six was announced, and I don't even like the name of it. I mean, I love the podcast, big up to Turkish and the guys every time. However, I can't stand Big Six, the name of it. I think it's crazy. And putting Tottenham in there, let's just be real. I mean, it's just an embarrassment, really, isn't it? They are the ones that we laugh at every single year. What was frustrating is that Manchester United ruined that last year, and I will never forgive them for it because they let them win that stupid ropey league, which I can't really call ropey, to be fair.
But if you took Spurs out of London, I mean, they'd be like one of the smallest clubs in the country.
Do you know what it is?
Got the London Pool.
Yeah. No, but do you know what it is?
London Pool, yeah, that's it.
The reason why they're actually the Big Six thing is like a Sky Sports term, innit? But like they were actually part of the original teams that broke away from the set. That's why, and they've just held on to that. I do think personally, a lot of the limelight that they get comes from the rivalry that they have with Arsenal. Personally.
Were you around when the Premier League first started, 1992?
I mean, I was around.
But not really, because I was a mature fan at that time.
And was 60. Right? And was 60 at 92.
Right. And I'm telling you now, it was no big deal. changed it. All it was, we kept saying, all it is a change of name. What's the difference? I think we shaved off a couple of teams and thought, what's it? Now, as it turns out, it was massive, obviously. But at the time, it was literally a change of name. Nothing else changed. Nothing.
No. There's a few things that
didn't the trophy change right away?
I think Dan Lawless got it spot on. Did you see him on Overlap?
Yeah,
he was saying they were lucky because he says because
timing,
at the time when the big money came in from Sky, that it just happened that they were the big six around at that time. And there's something in that. Obviously, Man U, Liverpool, Arsenal will always be massive clubs. But the likes of Tottenham, Chelsea,
Man City.
Who's the other one?
Man
City, yeah. They weren't big clubs. They weren't big clubs. Yeah. It was just that they were at the right time to pick up the money that they got from obviously abroad, the people that came and took them over, and Sky Sports. So I think he's got some.
Yeah, but it's more than that, and it was more a breakaway league from the football league than it was.
Yeah, just about from a fan's point of view.
From a fan's perspective.
With a change in name, we saw nothing.
No, it was more than a change in name. Like I've looked into it before, but like if you actually look in, like there are a lot of things that changed.
Like what?
Give me an example. What I like is the fact that all six of us can agree that we hate the same teams. I mean, that's quite.
Yeah, I hate.
I like it.
Hey,
I can chuck United in there, and I think that'd be a popular one to put alongside Spurs. I hate United more than I hate Spurs.
Yeah, I do.
I definitely hate Spurs.
I grew up around more United and Chelsea fans, so I never really had that natural London hatred for Spurs.
Yeah.
So I grew up around Spurs fans, man. It's not. It's not.
Well, I grew up around Derby County fans, and that was a proper hatred. You're talking pigs' heads being thrown in pubs and stuff. Now I don't even know what. Now I don't even know what division they're in.
Times have changed. Times have changed. All right, let's get into the game a bit, boys, because I don't know, and I don't think Ant or Ben knows what's going to happen with our team this weekend. Like, how are we going to play? That's where I want to start. Let's start as you guys are the home team. How do you think you guys are going to set up? Because I know you got Saka and Saliba injured when we were talking Egal. That's who you said is out. But outside of that, most of your squad is available to you. Eze could be making a full debut potentially. I know I'm pretty sure you're all in agreement on Martinelli needs dropping and things like that. But how do you see you guys setting up? And do you think it will be an attacking setup, seeing that you're at home? I don't know which one of you boys wants to kick it off.
I'll go first. I definitely do think we're going to be playing a little bit of attacking. But let me tell you, Saliba's replacement is going to be, of course, Christian Mascara, who walked in away at Liverpool when he got injured. And I think he was quite flawless in his performance. Odegaard's going to come back into the side for Mikel Moreno, in my opinion. And Eze is going to come in for Martinelli from the team that played versus Liverpool at Anfield. That's going to be two changes from the side that played against Liverpool at Anfield in the going into that second half. And the reason why I think Martinelli is going to come in for Eze, when Eze came in versus Liverpool, he subbed off Martinelli, and I think Martinelli is going to maybe get dropped in this game. Eze gets a proper introduction to the Arsenal team, gets his first full debut, and Odegaard, coming off the back of a good international break where nobody got injured, thank God, he's going to be able to walk straight back into the team as the captain. So that with Eze and Odegaard being added to the team that played against Liverpool, I think that's two very attacking, creative additions to the team. And by the way, Odegaard has been our most creative player since he signed for Arsenal. Only person who comes close to him is Saka.
But Odegaard's been shit. Apart from the game he played against Forest last season, I think he had a stinky season.
I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, he was injured at the back end. In the back end of the season, I think he started to cook.
Gal, you promised me you can't do injuries or talk about injuries.
No. I'm just simply saying, as an individual, not as a team, he had an injury for a couple months, and coming back, I think from March to the end of the season, he started to pick up form. He started getting involved. PSV away, he was integral. Man City at home, he was integral. Some of those games in the back end of the season, me and Dan Potts were at the games at the end of the season. He was good at those home games at the end of the season, but there was less pressure, and he was performing very well.
I don't think he was cooking though, Egal. I think that's a bit over the top. I don't think he was cooking. I think he had a couple of okay games. That's all I'm going to give him. I need to see more from him, bro. Like you and I spoke about this last night. We were disagreeing. I'm going to disagree again. I think Martin Odegaard, you're looking at it like he's coming back to his best. I need to see a massive jump, not a little leap. I see a huge jump in form because I've been one of the guys who hasn't actually been saying, look, I think he's a good player. I still rate Martin Odegaard. I think he's technically gifted. I agree with Wolfie. I think that was his best game last season against Forest, actually, at the Emirates, right? So he was absolutely cooking in that game. I don't think he's been cooking for quite some time, if I'm honest with you. And look, I don't want to take the kind of mentality thing and the leadership thing to a level because I think everybody can agree that there's other candidates that probably deserve the armband ahead of Martin Odegaard, in my opinion, Gabriel and Rice being two of them. I just look at his individual form and think, look, you're wearing the armband, cool. Like, let's move on from that. But you now need to start delivering because you right now have zero excuses. And Odegaard's going to be massive in this game because I think Ange Postecoglou is going to do what Ange Postecoglou does, and that's open up and allow us to have some space. So I think Odegaard's got no excuses now. He doesn't need to drop deep anymore because he's got Zubimendi. He doesn't need to run as much because he's got Rice that covers every blade of grass. And he's got someone now in front of him that can put the ball in the back of the net. So I don't want to hear this, he hasn't got the players around him or he's had a kid or he's still injured or he's sick and all this crap anymore. I want to see Martin Odegaard have an unbelievable season like he did in 22-23. And to be fair, in 23-24. I think he's got a lot of pressure on him. I really do. I think he's got a lot of pressure to deliver. So I want to be seeing it. And the other thing you've got to do is there's people knocking on the door now, not just Max Dowman. Ethan Wanyery's there. Ezra's just been brought in. You can't just sit there and say, well, he's the captain. He's got to play. I know he's crap, but we got to play him. No, it don't work like that, man. You got to earn your place.
Where are you on it, Hooks? Because I just want to add something to you. Because what you were saying about Ezra and the hate he gets. The thing is, sometimes you lot bring it on yourself. Because I've been seeing this thing going round about Odegaard. He's had a haircut, no more hair flicks, and look at the performance he did internationally. Sometimes you lot just open yourselves up for it.
He had a really good performance though in that.
I thought you were gonna say really good haircut.
But do you know? Okay, just to deal with that hair thing first, yeah. This is something that I really don't like about online, yeah, because people have absolutely no problem with cussing him about, oh, he's doing a hair flick, or more hair flicks than he's got touches and all of that stuff. But as soon as he gets rid of the hair, and then the other side of the fan base are like, oh, he's gonna play really good now because he's got a haircut. That's when the problem arises. Do you know what I mean? Like, there wasn't a problem when everyone was saying, oh, look all the hair flicks you do, hair flick. But there's a problem when
do you get my point? That comes internally from your fan base, which allows us to pick up on it.
Yeah, but I think do you know what I actually think one of the biggest problems is about Arsenal, and I see Arsenal do it more so than any other team. Yeah, our fans will go and join in with rivals in slewing our players and slewing our club, and that's what we will do. Like, and some people do it because they genuinely don't like a player or don't like what the club's doing, but a lot of people do it because they want to garner favor when they go abroad. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, man, I'm from North London. If I go to Brixton, yeah, in the back roads, yeah, I got to make sure that I'm good with the right people, and I feel like that's what people do with Arsenal. And it's like, I just want to get to a point where all Arsenal fans are just rising the machine for Arsenal and shooting down all the ops. Like, do you know what I mean? That's my thing. Now on Odegaard, and I guess more specifically the game, I'll be real. I don't know how attacking Arteta will go, because you got to think, really? we're dealing with a manager that he has. Like, if there's one manager that Arteta has the number over, it's Ange Postecoglou. He knows how to set up again. He knows how to beat his style of play. Arteta's never lost to him. 3 wins, 1 loss. Sorry, 3 wins, 1 draw. So, like, I don't think that, you know, I don't know how attacking he will be. He might just be like, you know what? Yeah, and you press high, do all of that. Yeah, high line, you want to do all that? That's fine. Yeah, because he knows how to unlock. He knows how to frustrate Ange. And one thing that I'm looking at specifically is your back line, yeah, back 5 specifically, because I'll count Sels in this. You're not suited to play in high line. Sels isn't a keeper that you're distribution and ball at the So if Ange comes in and immediately starts doing that, like Arsenal's the wrong game at the Emirates. That's the wrong game to do it in. Like the safest thing that you could, and I know it's against like Ange's philosophy and all of that, but the safest, most best thing that you can do is just be a bit pragmatic, go into the Emirates. Because if you try and do all of this, high line for life, mate, and it's who we are, mate, and all of that stuff, it could all be 5s and 6s. All due respect. Okay. It could be 5s and 6s. Because look, the one thing that you guys defensively are really good at with Murillo and Milenkovic is defending in your box. You take Murillo and Milenkovic away from the box, and now they got to run back towards the box. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, Wolf. Yeah,
Murillo is pretty quick. He's not that slow. Yeah. He's not slow.
He's not slow.
No, I don't think it matters. Look, cards on the table. I mean, I absolutely roasted Postecoglou last night on our pod. I'm not a revisionist. Just because he's a Forest manager doesn't change the absolute abortion of a season he had last season in the league. 22 losses out of 38 games. That's not good enough for anybody at any level. However, I think this Saturday, I think you'll be surprised. I don't think he will do Angeball. If you remember the Europa Cup final and the Frankfurt game, he was very defensive.
Not doing Dyer.
Very defensive.
Dyer, but
have you seen his?
But they got the results. They got the results. So I hope that's what he does. Because if he tries to play Angeball, like we say, he's going to have one training session. You can't do that. With a team as counter-attacking as Forest, you can't go in with one training session and expect them to play an entirely different game. So I don't think he will. I think for this game, I think he will keep the back four at the back.
I wouldn't be surprised, guys, that he walks into Forest and says, from day one, we're doing it my way. Yeah. And come the second game, when you guys win, he says, this is why we did it from day one my way.
He's pretty much already said that in his interview. Yeah, he said he's going attacking them. Yeah. He said he's going.
It says that everybody knows he likes to play attacking football, but he doesn't. But he doesn't believe that he is going to neglect the back.
This might be the ugliest
club. He's not at Tottenham now. He's at Forest.
But he said that today.
You have a better defense.
Something you all said earlier. Ange's been given an 18-month contract. If he doesn't win the season, he's gone. He's gone. It's 18 months.
You guys have a better defensive start.
Yeah, yes, 100%.
He walked into Tottenham already a defensive mess. You know what I mean?
He's been brought in to win the Europa Cup, the Europa League. That's what he's been brought in for. Yep. Simple as. Because you can't bring the guy in for his league positioning, can you? You know, look at it.
No, so but he's also been brought in.
If he doesn't win the Europa League and we finish 15th, he's gone.
He's also been brought in for better attacking football.
Yeah.
That's what I agree on. I don't agree with what you're saying, and I reckon he believes he can get Forest top 5, top 6 this season.
Who does? Who believes that?
Ange.
Sorry?
Ange.
Who believes that?
Ange.
I don't care what Ange believes. The fact is, the guy's shit.
Well, he should do because he's the manager.
And he hasn't even kicked a ball yet, and you've already written him off, man.
I know.
The only thing you can go on is people's past performances.
I love that.
I'm going on his past performances. He won a double in Scotland, big fucking deal. He won some championship in Asia, big fucking deal. He won something with Australia, big fucking deal. And he did win the Europa League, which is a big fucking deal. But he was shit in the league.
All right. When Ant starts to get into it, he starts shaking his desk. The whole camera starts going.
I love it, man. I love it.
It's an earthquake.
I agree with him, though, man. I agree with him. I'd be like,
you actually agree with him, Potts?
Yeah, I would be. I think he's a bad signing, bro. A bad appointment, should I say? I don't think he's getting 5th, and I don't think he's winning the Europa League. I don't, man. I don't. Do you know what? You might win
the Europa, Dan, purely through the quality of the squad
of the other teams as well.
The other teams in Europe are nothing. You know.
Do you beat Villa and Unai Emery?
Yes.
Bro, I think
they're
anyone
the
beats
only
Villa right
concern,
now.
but they're not doing great, are they?
Yeah.
Unai Emery is shit. I've had enough of Arsenal fans.
I agree.
This is one of my biggest pet peeves. Yeah,
Mine too.
People trying to pretend like he's a good man. He's shit.
He's the amount of arguments I've had on my channel, on our channel, mate. I agree.
Come on,
It
Hooks.
shows you how
I love
brilliant
it.
he is.
No,
Bro,
but Hooks, you got an agenda.
He's so shit, man. But
You know who backs Unai Emery? Everybody who wants to somehow stick it to Arsenal fans or stick it to Arteta. Always revisionist history. Whenever he wins a game versus Bayern Munich or Man City, it's oh my god, Unai Emery's great. He's the third best manager in the league.
He's so shit.
He's a more proven manager than Arteta, bro.
I don't care about this. He's
so is Jose, but he's finished now.
Do you know why I don't care, Wolfie? Do you know honestly why I don't care? And this is my personal take.
You got an agenda because he was your manager.
Well, you know what? Yes, I have an agenda. Yeah, on Emery shit. Yeah, this brother, yeah, made me believe. Yeah, because when he signed for Arsenal, I didn't want him. I didn't want him when he came to Arsenal. I wanted what's his name again?
Allegri.
Allegri. I wanted Allegri.
I knew you'd say Allegri. I know you did well.
That's who I wanted.
Would have been a disaster as well, by the way.
Maybe, who knows? But Allegri, I don't know. I like him. But when he came, I was like, all right, cool. I don't like this brother, but do you know what? You've won the Europa League a lot. I can't deny that. Yeah, this guy gassed me all the way to the final. I got to the final, yeah, and I went, oh, yeah, we're winning this, because he's won everywhere else. And then this idiot decided the one place that he's not going to win it is at my club. So
he's got a deep wound, very deep wound there.
I'll say this, yeah, I don't think he is as great as some of the Arsenal fans say. But I also don't think he's shit because he's won 4 Europa Leagues and he has taken Villa from like 16th, wherever they were, to like Champions League and got to semi-final, quarter-final of the Champions League. So I think he's a good manager. I don't think he's like unbelievable though. I think when he takes over Arsenal or PSG, it goes wrong. So he's got to stay at that kind of level, in my opinion. But I don't think he's shocking. But that's
they scored 0 goals.
He obviously isn't, but it's not as good as a lot of people make out.
As some people say. Yeah, I agree with that.
Let me just catch up on the supers. We got a coffee from Frederick. Shout out to you, Frederick. He says attack is the best form of defense and more entertaining. I do tend to agree with that. I need that attacking football in my life. Shout out to Jess with the £5. She goes, should Ant not be on the bottom row? Jokes, love you, Ant. Yeah, I know. But it's a 4-on-2.
You're welcome.
He didn't need to write the jokes bit, Jess. We know you've been serious.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Jess. Shout out to Matt with the 199. He goes, Forest win written and gets his first win. Forest win written, okay, comma, Matt. Excuse me, and gets his first win versus Arsenal.
Manager bounce, isn't it? Manager bounce.
That's what I'm praying on. Shout out to you, Matt. Guys, there's well over 600 in here. Please make sure you've hit the like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the boys. We do so much work with all three of them. So go check their channels out. The link's in the description. It's free to do, so make sure you subscribe to them. Okay, well, I've got to talk about Arteta.
Just quickly, Wolfie. You forgot to let all of the Forest fans in the chat know that I'm actually Nottingham Forest's biggest supporter outside of Nottingham Forest fans. So
it is true. We got Arsenal Ant here.
So we can just there we go.
That's more likely. That panel looks more balanced now. But let's talk about a divisive issue amongst you boys, and it's one of my favorite topics: the manager. We talked about our manager. I'm backing Ange. I think he's going to do a good job. You, Dan, and Anne have clearly got an agenda against my manager. I hear it. Jealousy maybe from Dan because he won a trophy, but I hear it, right? I want to talk about Arteta because, Egal, you are Arteta's biggest fan in my eyes. My eyes. You are, bro. I don't
know. I'd like to lay claim to that.
Oh my God! Right. I'll rephrase. You are Arteta's biggest Arsenal fan. Well, maybe that's not the right phrasing. Why? What are you seeing in this guy, Egal, after 5 years of nothing? Second again, ole, ole, ole. Excuses after excuses after excuses. Let me add this question in as well. Does he have to win the league, and will he win the league this season?
Wait, Egal, let me give you an alley-oop. I'll give you an alley-oop here. Noni Madueke scored his first goal for England after being coached by Arteta. Go on.
There you go. You heard
I'm
it
just
here
getting a
first.
glass of water. I'll be right
All our
back.
So
players
what
are
you're
gonna
saying is that England aren't going to win anything again, basically.
England are gonna win maybe. Who knows? I don't really care about.
I'm going to leave England out of this because I'm very patriotic and I'm going to come around and kick all your faces in if you don't stop slagging.
All right. Let's keep Arsenal.
Yeah, you installed all of Australia.
The Arsenal vim people have for the manager is simply because he couldn't win the league in his first try after 3 years of management at top rate football in the toughest league in the world with the likes of Rob Holding and Eddie Nketiah in his team. And then the next year they said to him, "Oh, can you win the league now?" With Man City trying to go for what was it, a treble? Were they trying to do a treble? Yeah, Man City were doing a treble, but apparently we're supposed to go and win the league the second year because we've had experience in the title race. And then the third year, we get a crippling injury crisis and we don't have the squad depth. And really and truly, in all three situations, I'll say to myself, Man City were the better team. We had an injury problem. And now, with the experience that we have, the squad depth that we have, being one of the better teams in the league, I never thought the manager was the problem. I always thought that there was a lack of squad depth. There wasn't a striker. We didn't have the quality and depth in many different areas. We didn't have the creativity. And we always speak about the manager. The manager is the reason why we're even competing for the league with the likes of Rob Holding and Eddie Nketiah in the team. The manager is the reason why a team that was in fifth, that people said was never going to get Champions League football, went from going for Champions League football to the next year competing for the league title. So, as much as people want to say maybe bring in another manager, this team gets over the line. There's no. My thing is now we finally have the team where there's no more excuses. I believe the whole time the issue has not been the manager, but it's been the lack of squad depth and the lack of quality across the team. And now that we have that, we should go and get over the line.
No way. This is like your phase 7, man. You've got a sick team, but you've got a manager who can't mentally get them across the line.
Do you know where they've come from? I remember when they finished 82 years running. I remember the shit they had in that team. Do you realise how far they've come in 5 years?
And I remember
a long way. They've come further than
3 years.
You begged for
3 years. We went from 8
Nketiah.
I made a mistake on that occasion. Please don't mention it again.
You begged for him.
I've got to bring Potts in though. Potts, you were pulling some faces there when Egal was talking. Probably when Ant was talking. Egal, I'll give you Ant's number after. You two will get along.
Yeah, man. There's some serious shows with these two in the future. That's for sure. Look, man. I mean, it's cute and all that what Egal was trying to say, but it's for me like the reason that people don't like Arteta is because he didn't win the league on his first try with Eddie Nketiah and Rob Holding. It's nothing to do with that. The reason that people keep saying that he isn't the guy is because he keeps proving that he isn't the guy by failing at every hurdle. And I'm talking about every hurdle. Now, in the first stage that he was pointed, I was like, I don't want this guy, but he's here now. Let's see what he can do. And he won an FA Cup. And I thought, well, that's a good start. Let's see what we do from there. And it became quite clear in the first 6-7 games that this guy was way out of his depth when we got spanked by Villa 3-0, lost to Burnley at home, Leicester at home, Everton at home, and Wolves at home. And I said, stop, pull the plug. This is going towards relegation. And at one stage, we were about 15th or 16th, and Thomas Tuchel was sitting in the sun. And I thought, go and get him. He then won a Champions League with Chelsea. And I thought, what are we trying to do here? But I was told it's a process and trust it. He's won an FA Cup. He's got winning mentality with this squad. Cool. Well, that squad was broken apart. So there's no point having winning mentality now because it's all gone. We had an Aubameyang striker at the time, won us the FA Cup. He told was the problem. So he's gone. We've only literally just bought a striker after getting rid of him back in 2022, which is a crazy thing to do, in my opinion. Trying to play Havertz and Jesus there and all this. Don't know what he's trying to do personally, but now we've gone back to the prolific number 9. But in that time, Wolf, what he's done is dump us out of every single competition. He hasn't won a Carabao Cup along the way or gone and got an FA Cup along the way. He's disrespected those trophies since he's won the FA Cup, in my opinion. Losing to yourselves, losing to Southampton, losing to City, Liverpool, United, Brighton, and teams like that, which, let's be real, we should be beating. And then I look at the games he's won since that FA Cup that he lifted, and it's against Palace and Oxford. That's it. So in that 5 years since he's won the FA Cup, he's been Oxford and Palace, and he's dumped him out of every other opportunity that he can. So I'm not certain this guy can get us across the line in the Champions League or the Premier League. On top of that, he's proven he can't win with this side anyway, one of the domestic cups either. I can't believe he's still here. I think it's fine if you're an Everton or a West Ham. I think cool. If you want to support one of them clubs, maybe he'd do a good job. He might transfer you from 8th to 5th to 2nd maybe. And if you want to go do that and say that's success, cool. But success to me is doing that. And that's what he's got to do in May. Otherwise, his P45 will be in the post, in my opinion.
All right. You see, the thing about me is when I speak about Arteta, I speak about what he's done in that period and why I think we've not been able to get over the line. Dan, in that whole period in time, he just spoke about Arteta's incapabilities of getting us over the line. And if he doesn't do it now, he's got to get sacked. At the end of the day, we both agree. If he doesn't do it this year, he's going to go. But Dan, why don't you speak about the positive things? Why don't you speak about the fact that we went from 8th to where we are now? The fact that he even has you believing to challenge for the league and trying to win it. These things didn't just magically appear out of nowhere. The Cronkies who you don't believe in, Arteta's the one that got these guys challenging for a league title with the likes of Eddie Nketiah and Rob Holding in the squad. And I always hear you talking about, well, he failed previously. Well, you didn't rate that squad previously. You didn't rate half the players in that team.
So I'll tell you why I don't go nuts like you do from coming 8th to 5th to 2nd, because there's no trophy for that, Egal. We should be competing. We're Arsenal. If we're an Everton or maybe even a Newcastle, maybe a Forest, I think coming 8th, 5th and 2nd would be unbelievable. Still wouldn't be successful, by the way, because you haven't won anything.
We're Arsenal.
Progress is fine.
I'm sorry. We're Arsenal is not an answer. Manchester United is Manchester United. They don't challenge for the last 5 years.
And you think they're happy now? Do you think they're happy?
No, it doesn't matter if you're happy. In order for you to challenge,
because you got to win, bro.
You have no divine right. You have no divine right to sit here and say.
Yeah, you've got to bear in mind that Manchester City and Liverpool were damn fine sides. It's not like you bottled
and when
it.
When they both dropped off, where were we?
Yeah.
Last season. But then Liverpool came along. It just happened to be
Liverpool were not exquisite last season.
I understand more about what he's saying. He should have competed in the cups more. That's absolutely undeniable. He should have competed in the cups more. But I don't think you can expect to win when there are other teams that are also expecting to win. Liverpool are expecting to win. Man City are expecting to win. Your time will come, hopefully this season.
I like that.
But can I just add one thing?
I think he's had the time, man.
I don't think he'll come under Arteta, though, will it?
I get what he's saying, Dan. I get what he's saying. I understand what he's saying.
And I also understand what you and Egal were saying in terms of we've come close. He's done well. He's got praise. He deserves praise. In fact, if you listen to my pods, I've said I think he deserves praise for getting us challenging again. But I never believed he would get us across the line, and I'm still yet to be proven wrong.
And I don't think he believes that either, and I think that's the whole problem. I don't think he instills belief in the players. He's got a great squad. He's got a great team. But when it comes to the big moments, he bottles it. And it's in phase 7 of bottling it. I can't see it changing.
Yeah, and I just want to add one thing, then I'll bring Hooks in. The problem with what you're saying, Egal, and I mean, we might as well call and Gal at the moment, right? Is that you say, well, there was a great Man City team, there was a great Liverpool team, so on and so forth. Wenger did it against some of the greatest, and it sickens me to let the words even come out my mouth, United teams that we've seen in our life.
That team that Wenger had was beautiful.
He put it together, and look at the team he inherited. Look at the team Wenger inherited and then put together to get it to where it was. Arteta spent £1 billion pretty much in his time there. Wenger didn't. You can put inflation onto it all you want. Wenger still got Arsenal over the line.
Wenger was a generational genius, like Brian Clough was. You can't expect somebody. It's like Nuno or Ange or anybody. You can't expect him to do what Brian Clough did because he was a one-off. Wenger was a one-off.
I don't like it.
The guy changed the face of English football.
Yeah, that's why I don't like when people try and bring in the Wenger comparison, because something that we can't blame Arteta for, but we can blame the Arsenal owners for, is they hired a manager that had never managed before.
Yeah, good point.
Arsenal
Also, blame them for not getting you a striker last January. Blame them for that.
Well, it was the best thing they ever did.
But Arsene Wenger, like, in all due respect, yeah, we're talking about my granddad at the moment, yeah. Like, he was at Nancy, he was at Monaco, he went everywhere he's gone to. He went to the Japanese league and he changed the lives. Yeah, he changed their lives, and then he came to Arsenal.
So did Postecoglou, mate.
And when Wenger came to Arsenal, yeah, Arsenal fans weren't happy with him in the beginning.
Arsenal who?
Yeah, like the media was on him from the beginning. Nobody knew who he was. Deep it. But then this is the brother that after his career, yeah, at Arsenal, let's remember he changed football in England, like on all diets, style of play.
He's still changing football. He's about to change the offside rule.
He's the director of development. This is the brother that went from managing Arsenal to being the director of development at FIFA. Like, when he was at Arsenal, the France national team was always knocking on his door. Real Madrid was always knocking on his door. The likes of Barcelona, England, so many teams. Like, we can't compare the first, 6 years of Arteta being a manager to Arsene Wenger, who was a manager longer prior to coming to Arsenal than Arteta has been a manager in his life. So I don't like the comparison. Now, when it comes to Arteta, yeah, the only thing that I don't like about the conversation is I feel like the conversation becomes a bit disingenuous, innit? Because you can say that Arteta hasn't got Arsenal over the line for the internet majors, yeah, and I that's a fact. Like, that's not even an opinion. That's a fact. He hasn't got us over the line, innit? But we haven't been over the line in 18, 17, 16 years prior to him joining the club. So it's an issue at a club level. And the club just made it even more difficult for itself by hiring someone that had never been a manager before. So cool. When you do that, most level-headed people will understand you're gonna go through lows. And the sacrifice that they made, that they're hoping that pays off, the risk that they're hoping that comes with a high reward, is over a prolonged period of time, he will bring more success to the club than he does failure. Yeah. At the moment, he's brought, well, I guess in terms of, like, if we boil football down to just what have you done for me lately? Have your armpits been in the air? Yes, he's failed more than he has succeeded. But I'm an Arsenal fan that's always going to be honest. Prior to him coming, yeah, man, I was in the depths. Like, I was seeing Mustafi in a do-rag. Do you know what I mean? Like, we was a joke man club. Like, I didn't even know. I couldn't go into a season even knowing if we're going to make the top four. And I know that making the top four is not a trophy, but top four gets me into the Champions League. I want to see Arsenal competing against the biggest and the best teams around Europe. Yeah. Now, I go from the 23-24 season, I go into every season now expecting Arsenal to challenge for the league. Not even make top four, challenge for the league. I expect it.
But there's no problem with calling him a progressive manager.
That's because of him. This is what people don't understand. That's because of him. Like, yeah, he's the one that's made that possible. Now, you know my stance. Yeah. I wanted him gone last season because I said, win me a major, yeah, or it's not even I want you gone. I think you deserve to go. Yeah, I think you deserve to be sacked. Yeah, but they didn't get rid of him. So the only difference between the likes of me and the likes of Leaps and Dan, the only real difference is I don't go around just saying all the time, get rid of him, get rid of him. I don't do that because I'm not the type of person. But if anyone was to ask me, do I think he should go? Yes, I think he should go, but he's not going to go. So I have to wait till the only thing I can control is being consistent with my expectations. So because that was my expectation last season, it'll be my exact same expectation this season.
Well, there's a lot of parallels with us with Nuno, you know, because Nuno, as you know, did an absolutely stupendous job with us last season. But there were quite a number of us at the end of last season that were feeling, we kind of feel this is as far as it can take us. So you have that gratitude and that understanding that a manager's taken you so far, but in your heart or in your stomach, wherever it is you feel it, you think, is he the man to take us next
that's
step?
where I think we are, and that's exactly what I think the majority of the fans are at. Egal won him here since till 2072, but for me, I think this is his last time here to go and get us a trophy, right? And if he doesn't deliver, he's got to go. And if he does go, then hopefully we go and hire Pep Linders, give him a 6-year contract, give him £1 billion, and say we're in phase 1 in 5 years. Hopefully we win the league.
No, what you should be saying is hopefully we do win the league this year, not hopefully he goes. What the hell?
No, I said hopefully he goes if we don't win a trophy. You just didn't listen.
No, but why don't you say hopefully we win the league and he doesn't have to go?
Because that wasn't what I was asked.
First, let me just catch up on the super
Hopefully
chat.
we win the quadruple.
They're as petty as we are, aren't they?
They are.
Listen,
That's why I love these boys.
You know, the thing is, Arsenal has gotten to the point where if we win the FA Cup and League Cup double, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, it's not
That's
enough.
bollocks. That's bollocks.
Actually, wait, no. Yeah, do you know what? Do you know what? I shot my gun too fast in it because I know that Dan has said on many occasions, just win a trophy. Dan is happy with it being any trophy. It's the likes of me that the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, although if we win them, yeah, I'll be in N5 lean up. Tollington, all of that, drunk on the
Surely
street.
a lot of it as well depends on how far you go. You know, if you win the FA Cup and maybe a League Cup,
it's not good enough.
If you finish 1 point behind Liverpool on the last day of the season because of the fluky goal you got to put a bit of context on it.
You know something, Anne? If that happens, I still would want the manager changed because that just shows we're not capable.
Wolfie, can you clip that, please?
Don't worry, I'll clip that.
Because
so
to
just
me,
clarification,
it's not about winning the FA Cup or League Cup. I've said it all year, and I'm staying solid on this. You guys don't have to worry. Clip it as much as you want.
Now, please remember that
you guys remember the time. I'll tell you this. To me, it's only about the league or the Champions League. Those are the only two things that are going to change the impression of this team and the manager and everything.
So why last year? Why last year then? Did you say if anybody but
because last year we had an injury crisis, we were not prepared for it. And that was the first time that happened at Arsenal. Also, last year we seen what happened throughout the whole year. The reason why I changed my mind in January was simply because of that injury crisis. Right now, we're prepared for an injury crisis. Right now, we have injuries and we're still good. Saka's out, Saliba's out. Havertz is out. Jesus is out. We're not worried. We're still expected to go into this game and win.
But what if we get more injuries?
Regardless, we're covered. We have 9 attackers.
What if we get injured to the point where you think it's a similar scenario to what it was last season?
At that point, we have to look at the manager's training methods.
No, but because the thing is, I'm not saying
if it happens again. We have to look at training methods at that point.
Egal, I'm only asking this because I want you to remember that you said this unprovoked. No one.
And I've said this on numerous channels.
Okay, so I'm just making
a league or Champions League is all that matters for me. If we do a League Cup and a Europa League, if we do a League Cup or FA Cup double, it's still not good enough in my opinion.
Right, 1 hour 8:54. Thank you for that.
I got it.
Yeah, I've said this on your channel, Dan. Why are you surprised?
Yeah, because what's mad about it, Egal, is Dan would probably like to see him go if you don't win the league. But his standards in terms of accepting
my standards
him
are higher.
next year,
This goes to show.
It's crazy. Maybe, but don't recant on it.
Let me pin this down. So if he doesn't win anything, so if he doesn't win the league or the Champions League, are you suggesting he should go?
Yes, because at that point, I think we have a squad that rivals every team in the league. And if we don't win the league, then that shows me that we're not capable of winning the league with this manager. But if we do win the league or win the Champions League with the squad that we have, it proves that I was right to back him all this time. But if he just wins the FA Cup or League Cup, bro, Ten Hag wins those. It doesn't mean shit, bro. It doesn't mean your team is good enough to get over the line and actually get the ultimate prize that you're looking for.
It does mean something, because let's not degrade. League Cup I don't care so much about, but I know there's a lot of football fans that it means a lot to. Me personally, doesn't really.
No. I'm saying it doesn't mean anything in my impression of Arteta.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify, because the FA Cup means a lot to me.
He already won an FA Cup. It still doesn't mean anything.
No, it means something to me though, because I love the FA.
But it doesn't change the way we view the process or the situation at the club.
Yes, it does.
If we were to win an FA Cup at the end of this season, it would still be a failure of a season.
Do you know what it does? It wouldn't be a failure, would it?
It wouldn't be a failure of a season.
Well, you would. So if we win the FA Cup, you wouldn't want to go to Wembley and watch your team lift the trophy.
Of course, you'd want to win. You'd be happy.
That's a failure of a season. What are you going for?
It would be a failure based on our objectives. Our objectives are to win the league or the Champions League, not to just come out of here with anything.
I actually agree with Egal, because I think you're misinterpreting what he's saying. He's not saying Arsenal would have failed. He's saying Arteta would have failed. Is that right, Egal?
Facts.
And I think I do agree with that, because an FA Cup last season or the season before, fine, you're building that winning mentality. He's debunked it, in my opinion, that he can now get away with an FA Cup. Yeah, I kind of get what Egal's saying.
It's not him. Okay,
I also agree that. Go on, Hooks.
And the money we've invested, come on.
Him winning the FA Cup or the League Cup is not a failure on Arsenal or a failure on him. It's just for me, it's too late for you to be winning those trophies.
Yes.
We're going to build winning mentality. Because let's be real, in this day and age, like, you kind of use the League Cup and the FA Cup to build up like that kind of winning mentality inside the camp, so then they can go on to try and win the league. Sorry, the league or a Champions League. I just think it's too late for him to be doing that now. But I do think if Arsenal
seriously anyway, so.
Yes, but I do think if Arsenal win the Carabao Cup or win an FA Cup, that's success. Because winning a trophy is success. Like, you're competing.
Let me give you the perfect example. Liverpool were going for a quad. They won the League Cup and FA Cup. They considered that season a failure.
It depends who you ask.
You ask Sam, he considered the season a failure because they were going for the league and the Champions League. They came short on those. It was nice that they picked up the other trophies. In the grand scheme of things, you'll remember those seasons for a trophy-winning season, but their ultimate prize, they did not succeed. Last season, they won the league title. I'm pretty sure they would classify the league title win last season as a more successul season than the season where they win the League Cup and FA Cup.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that season where they won the Cups was unsuccessful.
Yeah, technically it was a less successful
lesser success, yeah,
because they won less.
It's not a failure to win 2 out of the 4 trophies, man. What are we doing?
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's just not a failure, in my opinion. Like, Sam can say it's a failure, but factually it's not, because you're lifting 2 things like that out of the 4. Like, for me, it can't be a failure. If your expectation is to want to win the Champions League, that's a different conversation. I want to win the Champions League. In fact, I want to win all 4 of them, right? But 1, I've got to be realistic. And 2, I've got to understand that this team has won F all. This manager has won F all with this team. I would like to lift something with this team. I don't want Saliba and Saka to walk away going to the next clubs they're going to go to because we can't win anything, having not won anything at all.
That triggers me right there. You're talking like, Dan, you're my guy. But the moment we start talking about Saliba and Saka going somewhere, you know these guys are going to sign new deals.
Well, I hope so, yeah. But I'm just saying, if we don't win anything,
you already heard while you're on vacation watching the preseason games that Saliba might have already signed his new deal.
I hope both of them have signed, and I'm hearing good things about it. But that doesn't mean they're going to stay at Arsenal forever. They're young, man.
I'm not saying they're going to stay forever. But one second, I'm not saying they're going to stay forever. But you don't hear Barcelona fans, you don't hear Man City fans, you don't hear Liverpool, you don't hear other fan bases speaking about their players potentially going. Why is that?
Why is that? Because they win stuff, Egal.
No. But then as somebody who tells me he has high standards and he believes this team should be winning things, why are you already going to the stage of speaking about them potentially leaving? That really irks me, because it's like, why even put that into the atmosphere? It doesn't make sense.
Do you know why? Do you know why? PTSD of Fabregas, Van Persie, Alexis Sanchez, Robin Van Persie, they all did the same, man. Fabregas ain't going. All these guys, Barcelona, hey, come take him if you want. Oh shit, he's going.
Okay, how about this? Let me show you something.
Persie went to Man United.
Real Madrid have wanted Saliba for the last couple of years. They didn't get him. Saka, we were in 8th. We still got him to re-sign a new deal. Okay. On top of that, we now, as much as you guys have put PTSD of past teams, to the Forest guys, please explain to my fellow Arsenal fans that we are one of the better teams in this.
Well, it could. I was just thinking it could be worse. Man, you can't get rid of their fucking shit players, so it could be worse.
Like we are one of the best teams in the world. Yes, we haven't won, but we are one of the better teams across Europe. And there are
very few teams that could come in and pluck an Arsenal player. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but then surely the blame lies with the manager.
Don't want him to go. There's very few teams. The only danger you have is players not signing contracts and running them down.
If you've got one of the best teams in Europe, surely the blame lies with the manager.
Exactly.
Now we have one of the best teams. I believe, Crypto, we now currently have the best defensive depth out of every team in the Premier League.
Yeah, not good enough for Zinchenko, though.
We'll see on Saturday.
I believe we have enough attacking and midfield options that the manager cannot complain about not being able to field a quality squad, even with injuries. And I'm looking at the manager this season more than ever before. Now, people think I'm Mr. Arteta in everything else. If this season doesn't go well, it's solely on the manager. As for the past seasons, I think there's been too many holes in the squad, too many issues, and sometimes you have to just look at your opponent.
Don't forget the red cards and referees as well.
Manchester City's treble-winning side were just better than us. Last year, Liverpool were not better than us. We just capitulated because we were injured.
Liverpool were better than you, bro.
Do you know what? The only issue that I have, and
hopefully
a lot of Arsenal fans do this, is you speak like this now, Egal. But when we was in those seasons, you thought that we was going to win the league, and there was no doubt about it. So
you're on mute again.
You're on mute, by the way. So, but this is the only. Or maybe you're talking to someone else. This is the only issue that
I said it's probably a good thing.
Okay. This is the only issue that I have. Is you can't be in the season and say we're gonna win, and then when we don't win, make the excuse in hindsight. Like for me,
last year.
You just have to hold the L. That's my thing. Because I thought we was going to win the league in 23-24. We lost it by 2 points. I had to hold the L.
Exactly. Let me just catch up on the super chats and we'll jump it back to predictions on the game. Guys, please hit the like button. Still about 600 of you in here. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the Arsenal boys. You see, it's not just us that argue. All right. You can see even within other fan bases, they argue as well. Big up to John with the 4.99. He says, who gives a fuck when the Arsenal say we are Nottingham? The Greek father, his nephew Ange, and our Wolfie, the secret son, will dominate for life. I love you, John, but I hate you.
Bro, I'm going to have to go. My son woke up. I got to go put him back to bed.
Yeah, no worries, bro.
Oh, no worries.
Give us a prediction, Egal, as you shoot.
I'm sorry, guys, but I think first game under Ange is going to be a brutal loss. 3-0. Arsenal.
3-0. Wow. Wow,
that's being kind. I think that's being kind, but go on.
What, to us? No way.
Have a good one.
I'll see you later. Here we go. Big up. All right, let me switch it. Oh, 1 second. God, sorry. What's that? There we go.
Can't be too long. Okay. Because after this, I've got to go to.
All right, I'm doing super chats. Then we're
5 Spurs fans, including Deji. God help me.
And doing an Arsenal shirt signing after this.
Exactly. Gunnar SE with the €5 says, Canadian Michael Jackson, you again. Do you even know what Nottingham Forest is like? Oh, he's talking about Egal.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. He's just gone. He's just gone. Like, have you ever heard of them before? Another one from him as well. He says you have Stockholm syndrome because he's always defending this failure of a manager. Fans like him are the reason we're hated. I love Egal, man, but I think he's wrong when it comes to Arteta. Shout out to you, Guna SE. Mark with 199 says Poch and Arteta put the pressure on, and that's it. Interesting. And big up to John.
Poch because he wasn't backed. That's what Tottenham fans always tell me. It's because he wasn't back.
They won the final just by getting there. Yeah. Big up to John with the 16 months. He says Brian Clough changed football. Facts.
And my life forever.
And another one from John with the 199. He says, in the end, we always win. Of course we do. That's why we got the 2 stars. So we got the 2 stars. Boys, I want to wrap up with the prediction. So, Ben, I want to come to you first, mate. What are you saying on this?
I'll be sensible because it is Angeball after all. I mean, I kind of want to say it's going to be like 8-7 or something, but I'm gonna go 2-1 to Forest. I think manager bounce.
Wow,
we're gonna win. I'm feeling confident. I think we're gonna win. Genuinely, I think we're gonna win. So I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna go 2-1 Forest. I think we're gonna have the season of our lives.
Yeah, get your predictions in. Hooks, what are you saying, bro?
I'll go 2-0 Arsenal.
Clean sheet.
Yeah, I think we'll keep. We're minus that Liverpool game. Like even in the Liverpool game, we only conceded 1 goal, and it was from a wonder free kick. Like we've actually been pretty good at keeping the ball out of our net this season. So at home, I'd give us the favor. Just but it all does depend on how Ange plays. Like I said earlier, if he comes and does the high line for life and wants to play super attacking against a manager that knows how to deal with him, it could be the 3s, 4s, the 5s. But showing Nottingham Forest a bit of face here, I'll go with the 2-0.
All right. AirPods.
Yeah, 2-0. I think this is the perfect time to play you. I think you're unsettled. I think Ange is coming in after having one training session. I'm expecting it to be a game where it opens up for us. So I'm not going to be crazy and go 3s, 4s, 5s. But I think we'll keep a clean sheet. I'm going to go 2-0, man. And I think there's no excuses. We should. This is a great time to play you. So, yeah, man. It's got to be 2-0 Arsenal.
Okay. And Arsenal and? Sorry, I'm in Forest then.
Don't say an Arsenal win, Ant. Don't you dare.
Well, this is a really difficult game to predict because we just don't know how Ange is going to approach it. I'm hoping he has respect for our club and doesn't go fucking mental with 10 attacking players. I hope he has respect for our clubs and realise we have got a superb defence. Although Aina being out could be a massive, massive problem for us. But I don't know whether he's out or not. Have you heard officially?
I don't know. I heard his hamstring.
It's his hamstring, so most likely.
He got the call from Marinakis to say Ange is in charge, and he just heard a ping, and it was his hamstring, man. It just had that effect on him.
Yeah, true. That's true. That's the biggest fear about Ange is injury record is atrocious, and that can be down to the backroom stuff, can't it? He's brought them with him as well, so that does worry me. If Ange pays respect to our club and utilises our firmness at the back, I think we can get away with a 2-0 loss.
Oh, come off it. A 2-0. You would love that if we lost 2-0 to Arsenal.
I wouldn't. I'd hate it. I want us to win. If we won 10-0, I would be dancing around naked doing cartwheels. I tell you, that takes a lot of effort for me.
I'll tell you what, if we beat Arsenal, Ange is suddenly going to be like, I always backed Ange. Exactly. All right, listen. So I'm on with Hooks and Pots tomorrow at 4:00 over on Pots channel, so make sure you subscribe there. I'm on with Hooks on his channel on Friday at 11, so make sure you subscribe there. And today I've already done some stuff with Egal over on his channel, so make sure you subscribe there as well. Make sure you've hit the like. Ant's about to go to Spurs King channel, where he's going to explain his feelings about Ange Postecoglou. I'm going to redirect you there. So spam in the chat, Big Ange or something like that in there. We will see you on tomorrow's video. Thank you guys for watching so much. Big up to the panel as well. Come on, you Reds.